Good to go. Welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got an exciting show planned for you today. First, want to say hello to my super producer, DJ Lab. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay, cool.
I know people shocked. We going without music today.
We just trying something different. Where we no technical difficulty, but something we trying to go through. We will be having music coming soon, but just want to try something different this week. We in the process of got a new system coming in, so we just want to get at a swing at it. Also got a special guest in the studio tonight, my wife Crystal. And there. She don't want to get too live on the mic or anything like that. We're working on it and everything. But super show plan for you guys. Tonight we'll be talking about why do black businesses fail. And I've been thinking about this show for a while and stuff. And tonight we're gonna talk about that, just go over why black businesses fail, go over some common opinions that people usually have, state a couple of facts. And then what I'm going to do is give my personal opinion, which I think is one of them strong opinions of the fact, right. Exactly why I believe it is and everything. So, again, I want to tell everybody thanks for tuning in to the show tonight. Again, it's Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Want to give a big shout out to my assistant, Joni. She's she's moderating the Facebook page. I'm here on the Instagram, and Super Producer Lab is taking care of everything on YouTube. So please be interactive with everything, with your questions and everything. We'll try to get to them as best as possible. But we know with each show, what I started each show off with, I rehashed the previous week and everything. And the summer has been no short of nothing but exciting and everything. So, like I told everybody, I just got back off from vacation and everything. So I got super rejuvenated and everything. So glad to be bringing in the month of March. Got a lot of stuff going on. My kids got their first district meet for the AAU track starting tomorrow, matter of fact. They'll be going on through the whole weekend. So we'll be out in the sun and, trying to, get qualified for the regional meet and everything. So, good luck to the boys and everybody.
Right. Good luck.
And everything. So we super excited about that, and I appreciate that. The mastermind class that I was that I joined in about a month ago and stuff with the third class and stuff. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. I've learned so much just being in this class. And what's funny? It's a like we discussed last week, a mastermind class, like a group class where you have a expert or a couple of experts that run the class and kind of, give you information in regards to the subject. And I'm in a mastermind speaking class. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I've done the Toastmasters and the groups and all that kind of stuff. And this mastermind class is geared to more the business of speaking.
Okay.
And here's the funny thing about it, brother. 3 classes in, we've talked nothing about speaking.
Nothing. Okay.
Everything about how to get to the dollars.
Okay.
And see, that was the main reason I joined the whole group because, man, I ain't got no problem running my mouth.
You need to know how to monetize.
Yeah, there you go. And what's funny about it is not even the issue of just monetizing speaking, being know how to push that brand out in terms of just the courses, books, consulting, all those other different kind of ways to get money towards you and stuff. So that's been super beneficial. And like I said, we 3 classes in, and class go 2.5 hours.
Wow.
We ain't said nothing about voice inflection, walking around, how to present, nothing. Everything about how to try to get that Coca-Cola money.
We all want that Coca.
I need it.
That's generational right there.
And I'm at, it's not that it changes anything because I'm always going to be the one of here volunteering, doing all kind of community service, talking to the schools. That ain't going to change. But again, it's time for you to get paid on this and everything. So, that's it's been going great, man. Like I said, learned a lot with that. Also, you guys know I'm accounted by profession. I'm owner of Majestic Business Services. We're at the middle of the year, and I want to just tell everybody, even we're going tonight's show, now is the perfect time to start your own business. I'm my company, Majestic Business Services, and I'll be giving information about the company, throughout the show. But we're a one-stop shop for all businesses. We do tax prep, payroll, accounting, business creations, consulting, startup services, and everything. So I just want everybody to know this is the perfect time, to start it. You halfway in a year, you got enough time to kind of start everything up, start getting your planning together for 2020, or even, go into that last quarter of the year. So please, look our company up, Majestic Business Services. We're on the web at www.majesticbiz.com. Our number is 678-479-4007. And as always, guys, after each show, when we have the details posted up with the show, I make sure that I put all the contact information for the company and also our consulting link. So we'll go into depth of that a little bit more, and a couple more times during the show. But get to our show topic: why do black businesses fail? Here's the deal. Now, prior to the show, what I did, like I did the week before, I tried to put out kind of like a little focus group in terms of with the show, and try to put different polls out to ask people, why do black-owned businesses fail? What do you feel the reason? So I got the whole gamut in terms of what people felt as far as customer service. People, they just rush stuff, the system, Donald Trump, you name it, I got it all and stuff like that. So we're going to revisit that and go against the main common reason that people were given, discuss them, and also, like I say, end up with my feedback. And just to kind of give you guys a little foresight and everything, I want being a business consultant, and also just being active on social media, and I have a big passion about entrepreneurship with myself, and also just seeing other people start their businesses. So I always get kind of excited and charged up when I see some of my friends starting a business up and they're posting it all on there. Everybody's excited, got my new business and everything going. And you see people doing their different businesses. See, folks got the landscaping, got the pressure washing, got the T-shirt company, clothing line, shoes, starting this, that, and that, cleaning, you name it. Everybody's starting it up, and everybody's all geeked up. But what happens is that energy and everything kind of changes, because it's like reality sets in a couple weeks or a month in, and then you see people's demeanor in terms of those issues that may be coming with starting a business are rising, and now it's a whole different tone. Now you see people kind of posting from a business owner standpoint. Black folks don't support black folks. You really know who your friends are when you want to do something. Why I can't, get a loan? The banks, got this going on. Also the flip side of it, when you see people that go in some of the black-owned establishments, black-owned business, they overcharging. This is just poor work here and there. But what I never see posted, really and truly, even from, friends or peers that I know that are starting these businesses, is it possible anything you could have did wrong? Never seen that. Hey, we kind of missed the ball, dropped the ball with this. Hey, we kind of were off our little markers with, setting these goals. Never that. It's always a reason why other people cause you not have success. And so I want to kind of, look at the reasons in terms of what the businesses have no shortcomings. Also on the flip side, looking from both other sides with the I'm looking right. I'm hearing that we're working on the sound with Facebook as we speak. So we're coming in, so it should be good to go with that and everything. But we're in the process of working there. So if anybody's having any issues hearing anything, I apologize. We're working on it. Should be corrected any second now and everything. But with the back to the story in terms of people getting ready to start those businesses up, we want to kind of, as I always, help everybody do that self-assessment to kind of see where you're going with everything, things you're doing right, things you're doing wrong, but also mainly address why, black businesses fail. Okay, to just start everything off, typically, what are the common reasons why black-owned businesses fail? Okay, typically everybody's saying three reasons. Okay, what else say? Maybe customer service, no support from the community, and the other one is quality of work. Then I know you guys heard it all, because that's pretty much what I was getting in as far as feedback. Just like I said, just community not supporting it. We let our businesses fail. That quality of work and everything, and also, like I said, that bad customer service. We're going to discuss all three of those, but I'm also going to give my opinion what I think affects that, and I'm going to come from the perspective of being an accountant, 20 years of experience in the financial services industry, and I'm going to debunk all three of those myths. Okay, I'm going to give the reason why I was told why those were the cases, give my rebuttals, and give my reason why I really think black-owned businesses fail. Because as a consultant, I see so many different businesses start. And I'm very versed with a lot of different industries. So I think I come from a different vantage point where I'm not speaking in terms of emotions or necessarily opinions. I actually see these things because I'm, just with the trends of how businesses goes and just knowing other industries. Okay, to start everything off, we're looking at in terms of no support from the community. And when we first think about no support from the community here, like, black businesses, the family, friends, your neighborhood, they're not doing it. First, before we go in there, I think we first need to define what community is. Okay? So when we're looking at the definition of community, what is that? Is that where you live? Is that mainly where black folks are? What are we looking at in terms of community? And I think that's what, just puts a big gray area on everything, because we're everywhere. We're in all black communities. We may be the only one in the all white community. We may be mixed. And even with being mixed, that can be mixed black and white, black and Hispanic. It doesn't matter. So I don't think too much time is given in terms of explaining what actually is community. Okay? So just for explanation purpose, we're going to look at it. Let's just say we're talking about an all black community. You're in Wakanda. And everybody around you is black and everything. We're looking at in terms of that. Okay? And this is how I feel. Psychologically, we're always going to support our own. Okay? So if you got two businesses side by side, a white-owned business and a black-owned business, naturally, we're going to go to the black-owned business. Just out of normal psychology. We may have, people may have like different opinions, like, nah, I wouldn't go. If you got a white one here, people think white is better. Psychologically, the white people are probably going to go to the white-owned business. The black people are going to walk to the black-owned business. Typically how that goes. Okay, upon going in there, how the service get treated and everything like that, that dictates other things. But I think naturally, we all support our own. One of the issues I think that really is causing a lot of problems, to be totally honest with you, is that sometimes people, when they start a business, they're not realistic of how their business is, to function, in regards to how their business is to function in regards to their target market. And I think a lot of people spend a lot of times really working on their target market. Okay, me and my son, we had a discussion the other day because he started a T-shirt company about a year and a half ago, and me and him will go back and forth because he will sit down and show me the designs for his T-shirt, and he's all excited and everything. And typically what happens is when people start a business up, we bring the idea to our close friends and family, and everybody's geeked up and everybody's excited. So when he started his lunch, because I gave my personal opinions on it, and we're going to get into that, he started his lunch, everybody was all excited. But what happened? Nobody bought a damn shirt. And I had to get him to understand, like I do with a lot of initial business owners, people aren't, what you want to sell and what people want to buy are two whole different things. The market dictates what is going to be bought and sold, not you. And if you want to sell painted turtle shells, I got a passion. I love painted turtle shells. I woke up, I had, I hear it all the time. I had, God spoke to me to tell me to sell these painted turtle shells. And, this is an anointed business. I've heard it, trust me. So when I see this anointed business, they got these painted turtle shells and everything, and they got it set up and everything, and they don't sell not one turtle shell and everything. We good on there? Laugh.
Yeah, the sound. We apologize about the sound issue. We were tweaking it. I think we got it as best we gonna get it right now for today. You can hear it. It's a little bit clear. It's a little static in the mic, but it's better.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
not,
cool.
At first, it was choppy.
I got
so
you.
you was getting every other word. So
I
now
got
you
you.
can hear the whole sentence now.
Got you. The awesome thing about Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden, you're not locked in to one way. So if you can't really hear it at all on Facebook, you're welcome to go to YouTube, put in my name, Deonte Burden, in the YouTube search, pull up, you got a live feed going right there. Or you can go on Instagram, Deonte_77, pull it up, we got a live feed going. So you're not locked in to one way to see the show. But again, like last said, we apologize for anything we're doing it. But as always, if you do miss today's show or something like that, probably the next 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to post a live feed on my Facebook page also and everything. But again, this is Deonte Burden, host of Change Lives, the show we're talking about tonight, why black-owned businesses fail.
Okay.
So like I was just going through those the 3 common reasons why that was given to me with black-owned businesses fail. That being no support,
Okay.
substandard, quality of work, and also customer service.
Mm.
So we're now discussing in terms the point of no support. And like I said, people a lot of times start these businesses up, and I'm gonna say psychologically, I see it all the time. We gravitate to the black-owned business. Right. Now that don't mean we're gonna keep retention and going. It's 2 whole different things. And you know what I mean by retention is you keeping that person as a customer. They coming back. They bringing more people with them. That's a whole different dynamic. But naturally, you got a white business and a black business side by side. We'll gravitate to the black business. Yeah. White people gonna gravitate to the white business. Asians do that. Hispanics do that. It's just human nature.
Right.
Okay. Like I said, getting them back, that's a whole different monster, and everything. But when people a lot of times start some of these businesses up, I just think that that's it. And when they start them up, because people not gravitating to you, because it's exciting. You starting this business up, and hey, you're letting everybody know, and everybody think, yeah, good job. And I see the posts.
Right.
And then, like I say, that month later, they just get just these bitter bears. You know who your family and friends are. Right. Nah, that kind of stuff. No, and people, I want to say this too. Airing your frustrations out in the public is not a good way. Yeah, exactly. That's not what a savvy business owner does. Right. And everything. So, just seeing that, people, I think you need to do a better job in terms of market research, just to see, okay, what you like doing or what you're trying to do. Is it good for that particular area? Again, and I think that's the one of the biggest problems was support. The support is there, but the support for what you're trying to do, man, because they might not necessarily want it.
Yeah, and what we talked about last week, Deonte, we were saying that just because you open a chicken shack and you got 12 chickens, you got the best chicken. You think it might be 15 other chicken shacks in that same area. So the support you looking for from the community has to spread that support among 15 other different chicken shacks, because you didn't do your due diligence. You lived in the area and you said, well, I got better chicken than that person. That don't mean nothing. You have to see what that person doing, how their business is going, what's going on with their business. If they about to close in 2 weeks, just because you got the best chicken don't mean that chicken gonna sell in that neighborhood, because 15 other people got the best chicken as well.
Absolutely. I had a little accident. My cigar fell.
It's probably under the table.
I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. It's not lit, is it?
Yeah, it was just anything like that. I need it.
We gotta find that. Okay. We don't want us to be burned down.
I can't see it right now.
Okay. Hold on. Let me. Oh yeah.
No, I get on. It was just. It wasn't lit. It was just on the side now. So.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to smoke it from
Sorry for the again.
Hey, that's what happened when you tune into a live show. It was live. It's not recorded.
All this other extra action and stuff. So they let you know this is not rehearsed.
That's right.
But nah, that's I still need my smoke. But but with that said, I think that's the case a lot of times when people want to start a business up. You got to make sure it's viable. And I think a lot of times people don't necessarily go, with that. And again, the basic rule is the market dictates what you're going to be able to sell and what you're going to be able to do. It's not what you want to do; it's what the market and people want.
What the market will bear.
Exactly. So I think that if people spend a little time with that, I think that'd be a little bit better on. The second thing is the quality of work. Let me say this to you: there's no worse feeling than spending your hard-earned money on substandard work.
That's on anything.
Ain't no worse feeling. You know, we personally went through a situation where we had appliance repair person. Several come back and forth over the past couple of months. They came and repaired our dryer. A couple weeks later, it's out. Call back. Now it's another issue with it, and they're sitting there saying, "Hey, listen, it's a different thing. Me. Hey, look, man, I know you can. That ain't a complex system.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just like you said, now you just like getting frustrated, and a lot of times people, they kind of hold. I would say, when you have those black plumbers, electricians, mechanics, different, craftsmen, when you call them and stuff like that, it's already kind of tight. Because naturally what you do, you'll ask people who didn't know, hey, somebody and stuff like that. So you want to kind of make sure you got somebody, people, reputable, you're a little comfortable with and everything. So you have to take somebody new. We, for some reason, we hold our own at a different standard. It's like the black craftsman, his misdemeanors are treated like felonies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And for whatever reason, I don't know. But we don't do that at Walmart. Unless it's a black cashier. And we back to the black folks.
Right.
And everything like that. But it still be the same with a white person. But I just think that we spend so much time focusing on the color of the person, just saying that this person not credible and everything. But I would say this, guys, and just looking at the quality of work, it goes back to what I talk about a lot. We're in the information age, right? You have access to so much information. I know Crystal do this a lot. She's real big on ratings and reviews. You have so much stuff that is accessible to you. Now, again, it's not to the advantage of somebody starting off new or anything like that, but you can, look at the Better Business Bureau. You can go on pretty much, because most people that are kind of like contractors like that do that kind of stuff, they're on your typical listings with, not YouTube, Google, Angelus, Yelp, and everything like that, because they have to get, that's their marketing, outside of word of mouth. But so they put it out there where you can get these reviews and stuff like that. I would say a lot of them don't do a good job of addressing complaints. One thing we learn in business school, when you do that kind of stuff, you have to make sure you got somebody that's the point person immediately when somebody do that. You see complaints a lot of times from 2 or 3 years ago. As a matter of fact, the guy that came and just did our appliance work yesterday, he had some complaints, but a lot of them were over a year ago.
Right.
But when he got there, he was an older cat, so I can see probably had somebody listed.
Right.
And it might have got it fixed, but just never
went back.
It never went back and addressed it or anything like that and stuff. So he's pretty cool, because I brought it up, and everything. He's like, man, I don't know what that stuff is. And he was an older cat.
Right.
Pop, in and out. But I just think in a day in information, you don't have to settle for anything. And like I said, typically we always just kind of go off referrals and stuff like that. You have to get somebody new. Same thing, you go to a body shop or anything like that. You just a lot of that stuff accessible.
And that's true. If you don't look it up or know about it, or you have to look it up, and just some of those reviews just be angry customers most times. Just had something bad that one day and they want to go and make a big fuss about it. But at the same time, a lot of people live their life by those reviews. They won't go in a restaurant if it got bad reviews. Now, I won't go in a restaurant if I go back there and see that health department sticker say a C. But you know what I'm saying? But by the reviews, I do go by the dates. If they 2 or 3 years old and nobody's replied to it in 2 or 3 years, or nobody's said anything negative since those 2 or 3 years, or said anything at all, I might go ahead and try it out, because either they got it fixed because they still in business, number one, or it was just a fluke. So I'll try it out. But if not, all the reviews is like 2 days old and they all say it's terrible.
Yeah. But that go back to the point. Even with the business owner, it behooves you to have somebody that's you addressing these things happen.
Yeah.
Say, I'm sorry. Hey, you made a mistake. We try to correct it, anything like that. But you have to make sure you got some kind of point person that's on top of doing
You can
that.
even do auto replies to some of them.
Exactly. So that's just just looking at both sides. Now we're gonna flip it for a second. Here's the deal: you're a customer. I don't like using this adage, but sometimes you get what you pay for. You want Mr. Charlie to work on a computer board out there in his front yard for your car. Come on now.
You're going to get Mr. Charlie's results.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Charlie might be good. I ain't saying he ain't.
Right.
But we pay more for those warranties. We pay more when people have certain certification credentials because that adds credibility.
Mm-hmm.
That promises us that we're going to get the same, a better quality or a higher standard? No. But that's a differentiation between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That's my SAT word. About to bust my head open trying to say it. Got me stuttering and stuff. But you know how people differentiate themselves from different businesses, knowing, okay, look, we're such and such certified. We're listed on this and listed on that. That aids to the credibility. But again, when you're talking about having, you going into it, look, my money low, and I can't afford this and I can't afford that. You got to kind of be realistic. When you go to the money low or the cheapest person, hey, you got to be real about some stuff. Like I say again, I don't want to say that's a barometer or a measuring stick because you got the cheapest person, but I am saying you have to be realistic, how you seek out certain things, goes back to, we're looking at with those reviews and ratings and stuff, you actually can, find out, a lot of them they have like the additional dollar signs sometimes. If this person, how much they cost, just like with the restaurants and stuff. Yeah. Kind of give you an idea, you have your ratings, 2, 3, 4, 5 star, just like you might have a couple of dollar signs, let you know this place is a little bit more pricier, you know what I mean? Right. So you can't always go into a situation as a customer looking for, hey, I got to pay the cheapest and affordable. Affordable is a very general word, and everything like that. So you got to kind of be, and as we go through life and we progress and stuff like that, our taste change with our income.
That's true.
And everything.
Affordable is based on the income.
Exactly.
What's affordable to your income and your
bank
account.
There you go. So your accessibility to different things it evolves and changes and stuff like that. You may like it, some things, kind of like, when you're younger, you might have to settle for the Motel 6.
Right.
But now, you hit your 40s and 50s, and that back talking to you a little loud in that pocketbook.
I got a mattress.
Exactly. You don't really, you can't just, sit on the bed and fall to the floor like you did back when you were younger and stuff like that. So, people just be, from a consumer standpoint, take that in consideration, again, because that's one of the things a lot of times we look at it, certain things are substandard, but everything like that. But if you got a skilled craftsman and everything like that, you gotta kind of be, look, you're going to pay more. If you want somebody up and coming or work with you or kind of just, that's how it is.
Yeah, you pay more for somebody who has skill in the game, but on the opposite side of that, just because it costs more doesn't mean it's going to be better either. Sometimes you can get things that cost more and it'd be crap. So
absolutely,
it's kind of like a two-edged sword. It might be affordable and work great, but it may be more expensive and you can't get it to turn on. So
gotcha.
You have to watch on both ends on that.
That goes back to what I was talking about in terms of just with the information age and having that information accessible to you. You can pull it up. Again, this is Deonte Burden. Our show is Changing Lives. Make sure you go check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and also streaming on the YouTube channel, Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all the videos we have. The third reason, not good customer service. Now, here's the deal. When I hear people say a lot of times, these black businesses, they don't have customer service, they don't know how to talk to you, they don't know how to act and stuff like that. Let me say this. Bad customer service everywhere.
It ain't black or white.
And everything. I mean, we can go into Denny's, Waffle House, white, it goes something. I'm just thinking about Han's Chinese food, which is
just about to say that.
Everybody from the West Side, that's an institution over there, Bankhead, right there, Bankhead and Jackson Parkway. Man, when I say
They don't give you. They
Man.
don't even look at you in your eye when they snatch
Man.
your money from you.
and not and you talking
And
about
they don't take credit card.
and you got Negroes in there all day
Day
and
long.
night and everything and everything. So we start looking at bad customer service. What it is, a lot of times people just, if you had a bad experience right then and there and just want to vent. Now, with that said, I think bad customer service pretty much is based on your tolerance level.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why I say that is I look at Hans. If you like it, you'll put up with a lot of shit.
Right.
Like, okay, this, that, and that. What was the place downtown the lady sold the ghetto burgers?
Yeah,
she cussing in there and everything.
I,
You know?
I was culture shocked when I first went in because I was standing there waiting to order. She said, "Are you ordering?" I said, "No, I was." Rika had ordered from me. She said, "Well, you got to stand outside." Well, I'm paying money. No, you got to stand outside. I got to stand out on the other side of the door and wait for my food. So yeah.
Hell yeah, you gotta stand outside. That's the answer you get. Not you.
But
gotta stand
people loved it.
Yeah, exactly. So you sitting there looking like, okay, but if people put up with different stuff. Now if you sit down saying you had a bad experience in the place you really don't have to go, you're a little less tolerant.
Right.
And say this, that, and that. But if it's something you like, you really don't care. You think about it, but it's just that risk reward factor and everything. It go back to what I initially said. With blacks, again, our misdemeanors are treated like felonies with each other.
Right.
We just like to, because the first day they noticed it. And the same thing, if you go into a white restaurant, that white folk, they so racist, this, that, and that. I mean, they just them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, now you got to make the decision. Do I like the product or service that's in that restaurant or that establishment, whatever they're doing? Does it outweigh me putting up with that BS?
Yeah.
And everything.
And I'm going to say this. A lot of times the customer service that you're getting, you don't know what that person is going through on that day. Sometimes you can't go on just that one encounter and say that it was bad customer service for the whole establishment because that person represent that establishment at that time. Grandma might pass away, boyfriend might have left, girlfriend might have left, might be getting divorced, lights might just got cut off. Anything could happen on that day, and then tomorrow you come in and they're the most pleasant person in the world because they've gotten whatever issue that they were going through. They resolved it. So sometimes customer service, you get bad customer service depending on the person and the day. Even though customer's always right and you're supposed to always get good customer service, sometimes life will outweigh that customer service. And that goes back to management and ownership. If you don't treat your employees like real people and don't recognize that this person may be having an issue before you put them up at the counter, they can go work. They can go work Friday. They can go sweep the floor. They can go take out trash. Whatever the go work on the computer in the back. Whatever the establishment business is, instead of putting that person who's having an issue that day at the front counter, representing being the first person that people see when they walk in.
Absolutely.
You have to notice those things and say, hey, you're not having a good day. You want the day off, or do you want to go work in the back and repair them computers back there?
Make sure they have no people interaction.
Exactly.
Good point. But Sun Lab, it's just kind of like one of them rules that I always stress. This going from, speaking towards the business owner. The customer isn't always right, but the customer's always what? Paying you. And you can't lose sight of that.
Right.
And you got to sit here and say, now ain't sitting there saying that you have to get abused and all kind of stuff because of that. But with that said, also, you can't lose foresight of that and everything. So, you got a great, excellent point. If a person has issues or something like that, you may need to rotate them to the back or another thing where they are not necessarily interacting with people. Do that.
That's
and everything.
That's running a business.
Absolutely. So that's just one of the things I just want, from a customer service standpoint, we look at it. I think that, even with business owners too, to add to that, and we're going to get into that in a second, may want to kind of evaluate, how your people interact with folks and stuff like that, or evaluate how you train your people to interact with people and everything, because that could be an issue too.
Right.
So that's going to go into the next phase of what we're talking about in the show. I'm going to give you my analysis why. Now, again, before we go into it, I want to state again, I'm Deonte Burden. My show is here, changing lives and everything. I know we start with a little bumper with Facebook, so welcome everybody on Facebook and everything. We're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure, guys, and listen, the show has grown. What's the word? Expeditiously.
Leaps and bounds.
Is that shit in the dictionary? Expeditiously.
It is. It means fast beyond belief.
Man, you know what's funny? I tell my kids today, cause we fill out like a little scholarship application or program application for one of my sons. I said, one of the biggest things you learn in business school is what? Say the most with the least.
Right.
And he was just writing all these big words and stuff. I said, son, look here. If you can cut a 5-sentence paragraph down to 2 sentences to get your message across, that's what you want. Cause people want, people short on time. They ain't got time to read all that. So I hear these big old words. I be like, okay, just say fast, and everything. But we extra.
Yeah,
we extra and everything. So, but please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thanks so much for all the support. So now we're finna get into what I feel are my reasons why a lot of black-owned businesses fail. And again, I base a lot of this on, I'm an accountant by profession. I've owned a business service firm for over 17 years, and I go through a lot in terms of, from a consulting standpoint. I have a very vast knowledge on business systems, different industries, and everything, especially, with security, transportation, some of the public health and everything, just construction, a lot. And I can see what highs and lows, what to look for, what not to look for, what to spend time on, what not to spend time on. So, I come from a different vantage point. But the number one thing, and I got several, the number one thing that hurts business owners, they're just not versed with the basic business concepts. Now, before we start, I want people to look at this. Think about this. When you start talking about the business owner, I got somebody, I'm responding to your post in 1 second. When we start talking about just, basic, a business owner, a CEO, the boss, manager, whatever you want to call it, the biggest difference between that, when you look at the actual employee, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. When you look at the basic employee and the owner, the difference is the employee knows a lot about their job. The owner, CEOs, know a little bit about a whole lot of stuff. I say that to say that a lot of times people start their businesses because they still have the employee mentality. They want to own, but they have the employee mentality. They know a lot about one thing. You dig what I'm saying? And when people don't spend that time, when I say those basic business concepts, this is where the problem starts. Okay, so you're not versed with some they are, some they aren't. But for the most part, a lot of these are lacking in terms of management, accounting, finance, marketing, advertising. Totally lost on a lot of them. And unfortunately, there's no time spent trying to acquire it. And, people just don't value or see the importance of it. What's the problem? You ever notice a lot of times people have issues seeing stuff, and they'll, and they'll go around a lot of time, eye blur, I can't see this, that, and that. They'll never take the time to do what? Go get some damn glasses. They'll go on forever just saying, shit, I can't see this, that, whatever, this, that, and that. Well, shit, go get you some glasses. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I really appreciate that. A lot of times when people do that, they just never want to correct it, and it's used as a crutch or a bumper, so they really don't have to do what? Be accountable for it, and that's what we talk about a lot on here, is just having that accountability, especially you the owner. You know what I mean? And those concepts, the advertising, the marketing, the management, crucial things. And again, there's no excuse for ignorance, because in the information age, we can do what? YouTube, Google, hire professional people. But those, not knowing those basic business concepts is what's killing black businesses. We know stuff. We know how to do the landscaping, but we don't know how to market our business. We don't know how to look at, analyze how many people we need to have on the clock. We don't know how to forecast how many jobs we need to have. We know how to clean a house inside out, have it sparkling, put Mr. Clean to shine. To shame, rather. I'm talking about, but when you ask them to say, okay, look, how much you going to get per job? You start adding in all the costs and how much you going to net afterwards? Nothing. Going to these restaurants, I hear them all the time. They calling me, we're looking to start this. When we talking about the fried chicken, they selling chicken, line outside the door. One thing I always tell my sons, because they're the age now, my older son started his business and the other two kind of getting in. My rule is always don't get traffic confused with profits.
Exactly.
You know, you see these businesses with a line outside the door, they doing good. You really don't know. Because rent killing them. The cost for food is killing them. You know, utilities is killing them. You know, and everything like that. So, there you go. Number one expense with business, payroll.
Insurance.
There you go. And, I mean, they staying open. But, you know, just as far as, you know, the profit and being removed, not doing it. And that's where it comes. A lot of times you don't want to hire a guy like me to go through it. You know, I'm the real bar rescue guy, and, you know, just to be able to do it. Second, you know, we don't want to invest in human capital. What I mean by human capital is actually the actual skill set that a person, individual can bring. It be you or another person. The skill set that a person bring. If you know, you start a restaurant up and you say, okay, you know, me and my wife, we retired, we want to start this up. I hear this one all the time. And they're pretty good cooks, but they have no idea of restaurant management, restaurant marketing, restaurant promotions, and things like that. So what's the common sense thing to do?
Hire somebody who knows.
Hire somebody that knows. But they don't want to do that. Why? Because, man, I ain't got no money for that. You know, you don't have no money not to get that person. You know, again, but people don't value that because, like I said, when you start talking about people like me, accountants, lawyers, architects, any kind of professional skill person, there's no barrier to entry. You can start your business without calling us. You know, Deonte, I come back to you. I get that all the time until they get a letter from the IRS, until the city want to come through and they want all these years of reports. You don't want to do that. You don't deal with me then. Because when you deal with me then, you know, they invoice a whole lot bigger. You know, definitely don't. You know, attorney, you know, that little $500, you don't want to deal with the attorney to get contracts and stuff drafted. Then you talking about I got to pay him $4,000 or $5,000 to litigate this case for you. It ain't worth it. You
Nobody takes in the tangibles. Nobody takes in the tangibles or untangibles when they start a business. They always seem to just have a dream, and a dream is good. No, I mean, we're not here to knock people's dreams, but you also got to look at the nightmares as well, because where there's dreams, there's always nightmares. Yeah, and you got to take those into considerations as well, because you have to be prepared for those things when you do start a business. You have to be prepared for any storm at any time.
You're absolutely right, but that's coming before when you start anything up. You know, doing that self-assessment. What are you good at? What are you not good at? And how to mitigate, you know, your deficiencies. And people don't want to do that. Now, we got it. And the thing that you're taking very lightly is what's going to come back and destroy you and everything. And people, for some odd reason, they don't want to do that. And that's one of the biggest things, you know, just with killing black-owned businesses, period, and everything. That human capital is very, very important to talk about because, again, not necessarily hiring the right people, but just what? Investing in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you got Atlanta Metropolitan College, you got Gwinnett, a lot of JUCOs around here. You can just get your little associate's degree.
You go online courses.
Exactly.
It's so accessible. Like me, I do an online course to get the audio and the DBCs right and all that stuff on this thing, because I don't really. Of course, I've been DJing forever, but that don't apply. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
you have to take those little online courses to learn those things in order to make sure that you are giving out the best product you possibly can. Sure, you can fry chicken, you can cook, you can do all that great stuff, but if you don't know how to do a income budget and an expense budget, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a message from @Carter_13. He was just talking about fathers with the newer generation. You expect people just to open up, you know, and just think people gonna get there. But again, one thing about that is true. But I don't even necessarily say that's the newer generation. That's people, period.
Right.
You know, that are unrealistic about how hard it is. A lot of times with youth, you have youthful ignorance. You got energy, but you got a youthful ignorance.
Right.
The thing with as you get older, we got experience, but we got less patience.
Less patience.
You know what I'm saying? Because we feel like we got less time. I'm 45, 50, 55 years old. Look, I've been doing this. I ain't got time, man. Look here, I ain't got that much money. My 401k, my Social Security gonna be there about $700, $800 a month. Ain't enough to live off of.
Right.
So the younger person don't want to wait, but the older person just stressed because they don't feel like they ain't got enough time.
Right.
So it's coming on both ends. You know what I mean? And everything. But that's a good point. But that's why I said we're going back to that self-assessment. It's a journey, not a race.
Right.
And people have to be realistic about that. Just investing in human capital. But like I said, also getting those people that can help you. That's seeking that proper counsel. We don't want to see proper counsel. I got it. I hear it all the time. You know, you get your Google contract. You don't want to talk to a lawyer. You go get QuickBooks. You have no idea of accounting. Just in this most basic term, why, if it's just the whole option that people can be get an accounting degree, a master's degree, or even become a CPA, to let you know that people can go through that, will let you know it's not as simple as balance a checking book, as a checkbook.
Right.
You know, that ain't nothing you need to try to get your wife to do or your son or daughter to do, and they know nothing about accounting. It's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start talking about depreciating assets, forecasting costs, doing all those different kind of breaking even analysis, cost benefit analysis that you have to do when you starting a business up, and you ain't got the proper people in place doing that stuff for you, you're gonna be in bad shape. It ain't gonna stop you from starting. But it's gonna have you have a hard time staying in business.
It might help you finish.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? Even with that said, you got so many businesses out here that are running, and they just jamming like you someone with a job, going check to check.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing just enough. You know, this, that, and that. Every now and then they might have a peak season, kind of cover stuff up, but they barely stay afloat. They can't. You know what I'm saying? They keep it staying open. Now, and that's very hard for folks. Even just sometimes, pride can sink in. I don't want to get help, this, that, and that, but,
I don't want to close. I'm going to keep it afloat because I don't want nobody to see me open business, then I got to close, and then what people going to say. Just that whole mentality. So
let me say this to you, man. Right now, what I said, even with the mastermind class with the speaking, I'm going into a tax business mastermind class in October.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying it's all about investing in yourself. You can't know enough. I'm a lifelong learner. And if you got somebody even if you're at a good level where you making thousands or hundreds of $1,000s, and you want to turn around where you want to make millions,
mm-hmm.
and you got certain things you need to pay for, do it. Go on and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I always say a fool know everything, but that show your brilliance to be realistic about what you don't know.
Exactly.
And let me get it with these certain people, because people look at a lot of times, well, I don't want to pay this person to do that. I don't need to do that. I can go online and do that. You're paying for the game.
Mm-hmm.
The game ain't free.
It ain't free.
And everything. And that's the thing about it, not valuing it and everything, doing it. Now, like I said, again, you see somebody that has a track record with doing it, go and spend your time, spend your money and your time to invest in doing it. And that's, unfortunately, we're not doing that with black businesses. That cause a lot of us to fail. I want to say something to people, and I know everybody have different ideas and feelings about the president, but one of the most powerful books that I read, and I've read it 3 times, and I still go to it, and I recommend to everybody, is Donald Trump, The Art of the Deal. Awesome book. The thing with that book is, I think every business owner that starts up in business need to read that book, because the book is all about how to do deals. In terms of, when I say a deal, in terms of what he does, it went through Trump Tower, Taj Mahal, some of the golf courses that he started from the front, with meeting with the lawyers, the architects, the consultants, the different city planners, talking with the banks, getting deals done on the front end, in terms of why he may have even had to file bankruptcy to get something cleared out, to get another loan set up. Mm-hmm. It shows what he does in terms of meeting with the right people, gathering information, looking through the information, processing it, and then coming with a decision. And that's the rule of a CEO or owner. We don't have time to be sitting there in the trenches doing stuff.
Right.
You're working on the business, not in the business. And that's the difference.
Right.
And I had to evolve to that point where you're like, okay, cool. I don't have time, spend. I can tell folks, me and my son getting it bump heads with this all the time. You can't waste time doing $10 an hour jobs.
Right.
You ain't got time to be emailing folks. You ain't got time to be doing. You need to go pay somebody to do that. Your time need to be spent on thinking and planning and stuff. That's what the owner does.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into a rut where you feel like, okay, I got to pay for this, I got to pay for that, and I don't see the value in it, that's why I'm going to bite you in the butt. One big problem, just with a lot of black-owned businesses, we got to stop looking at it in perspective of, in comparison with our counterparts, be it white, even Hispanic. When we start looking at it, just with 14% of the population, all that kind of stuff, we're looking at it. So you're talking about maybe for, one of ours is 8 or 10 of theirs, maybe more than that.
Right.
So you can't look at it the same as, in regards to what they got.
Right.
We know the race ain't fair or whatever, but like we talked about in the previous show, spend less time focusing on what you ain't got and focus more on what you do have.
Uh-huh.
If you know the race is already starting and they got a head start, and you're at the starting line with your legs tied together, one arm behind your back, it is what it is.
You got to run your race.
Exactly. So it's not about trying to beat them. It's about finishing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you spend less time focusing on your shortcomings and what they get and stuff like that, and focusing more on with what I have going on and what I have, even with all the stuff that's against me, I learn how to circumvent it and navigate through that, you'll be better along. Mm-hmm. And that'll save you a whole lot less time than sitting there complaining. So again, just that's another thing. I think we just spend a lot more time focusing on what we don't have as opposed to with what I have. How am I gonna make this happen?
How I'm gonna make it better, and how I'm gonna make it advance forward.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go back to something you were saying about Donald Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about YouTube and technology. It's a little, and I think I told you about this. It's a little podcast thing. It was not even a podcast. It's a video that I watched on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy was telling me he was talking about real estate business,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying, "Look, I'm about to sell this hotel.
Okay.
I'm selling this hotel for $19 million."
Gotcha.
He said, "But the kicker is." Out of the 19 million, I only put 2 million in.
Gotcha.
The bank gave, they bought it for 15. They
Mm-hmm.
bought it for 15. They were selling it for 19 after comps and everything. It comes to like 21 or something, 21 million. They bought it for 15 million. He said he only invested 2 million of his own money.
Yeah.
He got the other 12 million from the bank when they bought it. So he said off his 2 million, his 2 million is now 6.
Yeah.
Because once they sell it, he gets his portion and the bank gets their portion. Now he'll go somewhere else. He said, "Now I'll take that money, go somewhere else, and buy something else, and the bank will give me just about half, 70 or 80% to invest in the other one."
Exactly.
He said, "I would never invest. I would never buy a property with my own money."
Good. And I was looking for you said it was on Concrete. I've
Yeah.
been looking at me. You had to send me the link to that. I was looking for it. Now, just to your point, what Lab just said in terms of people using other folks' money, you hear it a lot of times. Okay. Just say, because I get approached with this all the time. Brothers or sisters come to me, we try to start a bank. Start a business up with a loan. The bank want to approve me, and everybody, and they complaining. The issue, this is what you guys got to understand. We talked about this a couple shows back in terms of why was black-owned banks, are they needed or not? When you go to a situation, and the bank said, look, your credit score is this, we can't do this, for... these are the reasons why, some of it can be fair, some can be, a lot of times they are legitimate in terms of, the actual industry you're in, the actual collateral you bring to the table, the experience you bring to the table. A lot of times, and this goes back with that self-assessment, that does not mean quit. That does not mean stop. It means let me look at what the problem is, okay, because I can't get this loan. I need $200,000 to start their business up. And the bank says no. Your friends them said no, you can't get it. Don't damn stop. Pause, reevaluate the situation. Now what you need to do is say, what? For every reason that I couldn't get it, what do I need to fix? Mm-hmm. The problem come up is what? I don't want to wait. I ain't got damn time. Mm-hmm. Hell no. I always say to myself, man, I've been broke my whole life. Like I said, I used to walk up and down Bankhead with that little lawnmower doing it. I worked every fast food on Bankhead, picked jobs and stuff growing up. I ain't got no problem. I had no money. I'm gonna get money. I'll never be without money. I go get money.
Right.
That's in me. And too many times people don't want, if you get doors closed, get turned down, they quit. Mm-hmm. You don't quit. Pause, take a deep breath, reevaluate, redo your plan. The plans change.
Plans always change, and you may find out a way that you can do it without the bank.
There you go. And what we talked about with the black-owned banks that time, you have accessibility. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can get your GoFundMe, your Kickstarter, Indiegogo. Many folks making movies. They put a compelling story up on Kickstarter. Yeah, man, you see it, man. Next thing you know, in a month they got $55,000. Mm-hmm. Come on now, stop waiting for the thing to fall out the sky and give it to you. Go get that money.
Go get it.
And that's the difference. Like I say again, it's not about being a black business owner, white business owner. You a true business owner. You're going to go get that money, and no matter what problems you have, you're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. If you got family, friends support, if you got people doubting you, you don't care because you see the goal. Right. And no matter what happens, you're going to make the goal happen. No matter how many times you get set back. Mm-hmm. That's just it. You know. So another thing I want to add to it is just being able to do your homework and that market research. A lot of times people don't want to spend going back what we're talking about as far as the funding not coming out, spending that time to do some homework to figure out why this didn't happen, why didn't I get the funding, and why it got cut short, and everything. Saying, okay, when you go to the banks or anything, or just before you even ask somebody for money or use your own, it's a viable business. It is just something in my heart that the spirit done took over me. That's in my world. Like I said, we gotta get out of Wakanda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The real world, ain't no damn vibranium lurking around. Shit, we deal with dollars out here.
Right. Dollars and cents.
Ain't no blue jewels and shit. That got folk messed up, didn't it? Yeah. I'm sorry, ain't no damn vibranium. But when people are realistic and they look at, hey, it is there. Like I said, the conversation with my son. Like, hey, man, look, bro, it cool, but I don't think nobody want to buy these shirts you selling and everything. It took a little time because he went through the this, that, and that, and everything. And he sees it now. He's seeing it now even with his personal training company and everything. Like I said, get that target market. Who needs it? So like I said, is this business viable? Is it needed for this particular area you're trying to set up in? Do they need a smoothie shop? Do they need a chicken shop? Like you said, it could be oversaturated, too many in the market. Can the demographics for their area sustain you?
Right.
And everything. I want to sell, $10 plates, but everybody over here, they stuck on that, $1.99 4-piece from churches. You can't win.
You can't beat that.
You can't win. You know what I'm saying? Well, we giving, we actually give you chicken on plates and got my special sauce. I don't give a damn.
On Bankhead, we drive by it every now and then, and it's this I don't know if you know, it's a barbecue trailer that be out there.
There's several.
Well, this one be having, they first it was a little trailer, then then all of a sudden he got a bigger little trailer, then all of a sudden now he got a little building, a little trailer, but it's still hooked onto a building.
Okay.
But it's just I don't know how he got so successful, because when he pulls up, it's like, I mean, wherever parking lot he in, it's full with folks. So I don't know how what he did in order. I guess it's just good food too. Maybe it's just good food.
Could be good food.
And then he right down from Hans, so he kind of like in between. The next maybe barbecue or something, because I don't see any other barbecue places over that way.
Could be several factors, because everybody got good barbecue. Some folks a little bit better than more. Some give you a little bit more. Some give you less. But more like I would say probably the math work. You ain't paying rent. You ain't paying utilities. I'm positive he's not dealing with damn health food inspectors. You're not
because he's mobile.
Exactly.
He's mobile, so he's not set up in one area. Which in general, if you're mobile like that, but food trucks have to deal with him. So I don't know.
Well, we ain't talking about food truck. You talking about somebody? Yeah. You ain't talking about that. We talking about a damn somebody with a big old grill that sells delicious barbecue on the street.
Right.
And if lab one day catch food poison, he just moved around the corner. So
he changed his address, which means it's not the same business.
Exactly. So again, the math can work a lot of times and everything. Because like I said, all things equal, we start getting into the mathematics side of it. Because like I said, a lot of I've had a salon 12 years, so a lot of times I'm versed with that industry. And we have stylists and barbers, they're creative people. They do excellent work there. When we start talking about how many chairs, I would tell people, you don't forecast how many chairs you got in the shop. You forecast probably half of that. And then can you cover if you have half a shop, or you want to be able to run that salon, whatever, with the bare minimum. So your cost got to be that. But if you go in there with a high rent, all the bells and whistles, angels spitting water out of the air, they got the wet bar, you know the ladies like it. They like, there you go. All that stuff that you're never going to get money from, it's not going to last. But they don't think about that. They just want the aesthetics.
Right.
But aesthetics ain't, they can bring the money in and stuff like that. But initially, you got to be realistic with that. And that's why I say go back to the front end where you get those people in place to help you do that. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Run a little bit over, guys, but I think what we're doing right now, we're putting out a lot of good information, so I think you guys are going to benefit a lot with what we're talking about tonight. Another thing that I want to say, this is directly to the business owners. So, just when we went through the whole issues what people bring up with the customer service, the quality of work, the community support. We addressed that, and I think we kind of debunked some of the myths. If you got a personal opinion about it, we really can't do anything about that, but I think we kind of addressed those. But it's going directly to the business owners where we start looking at, if you are actually looking to start your business, so some of the things that I hear a lot from them. Same thing with the community support, but also a lot of times I was talking to this one brother, he was saying that black folks want something for free. They want you to hook them up all the time and, pay half the cost, but they want the same kind of service and everything like that. But that's true. But also white folks want that too, Asians and Indians. So as a business owner, you got to get past that.
Mm-hmm.
When you can go in Macy's and you're not uncommon to see a white lady walk in, what's on sale? What do y'all got? Y'all don't have this, that, and that, and everything. So if you're actually a business owner and people ask you for that, you can't take that personal.
Mm-hmm.
And what you spend, go back, like I said again, spend less time on trying to figure out what you don't have and figure out more time what you do have.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a business owner and you got quality work, look, I know my value. Listen, the furniture I'm making, look, this high end.
Right. Handcrafted.
Exactly.
Made in Italy.
Exactly. And you trying to sell it on a Walmart level or to Walmart customers, that's your damn fault.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be realistic about what you're doing and have enough confidence in yourself to do that.
You got to be willing to say no.
Exactly.
Say no.
Exactly. You say no and spend time to try to get around the people
Mm-hmm.
that will pay for your product.
Exactly.
And that's the problem where a lot of times go back to the marketing, the market analysis, strategy planning, and all that kind of stuff, looking at your costs and stuff. A lot of times people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
For a business owner, they just want to open up, say we open, what's up?
Money flow.
Nah, ain't gonna happen and everything. So I will say this: if you know that you're, and I didn't start making the money that I'm making now until I had to come to that conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started off as a cheap tax man,
Mm-hmm.
doing that because, you want to start off and everything like that. And I think I was realistic where I started and everything because I knew a lot less learning. But I ain't a cheap tax man now.
Exactly.
And I'm not even going to have them conversations with you and everything like that because I stand behind my work. I'm reputable. I've been in the same location 11 years.
You got to be willing to say no and lose that business in order to keep your standards as where you have them because you worked hard to get to where you are.
Yeah, because you're gonna lose money dealing with somebody that's you ain't getting paid what you want to get paid,
Mm-hmm.
and you dealing with them, and their complaints gonna be just the same as the person that's paying your regular prices. So like I said, you hit on the head, brother. You gotta be able to say no and everything. So as a business owner, you gotta be realistic with, stop too many business on a thin skin. Well, they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. It ain't gonna happen. And also to that point, as a business owner, you got to get out of the mentality of just say, "Hey, I'm so stuck on getting black support." At the end of the day, I'm marketing. I got this business in my community. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you still got to be concentrating on what? Green.
Mm-hmm.
If like I said again, your business can't survive in a certain area, it just won't.
It won't.
But if you sit now, you got an online business and stuff like that you selling universal products too, you got to be able to market universally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's for a certain demographic, whatever. Tell you something always stuck with me, man, when I was in college. Most people don't even know this. When you go into the Hallmark stores, you see the mahogany cars.
Mm-hmm.
And there, everybody go buy the mahogany cars and everything.
Yeah.
It's a white woman owns that company.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
when she started that company, I learned this when I was at Georgia State, man, back in early 2000s. She said, I knew it was a market for it.
Right.
She said, I got black poets, black artists, and that's how she made her cards. And she also spun into Hispanic, Asians, and Indians. And she did that, got them together, made the cards, pitched it to Hallmark. I mean, she's made hundreds of $millions since then.
Right.
But we'll walk right in there, go into CVS or Walgreens, get the mahogany card and everything. Feel we got this Afrocentric feel, but you put into a white woman's pocket.
Becky got that.
And the thing about it, that's ingenuity.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always think outside the box. Why we can't get a country western bar? Yeah. Why we can't get an Irish pub? Why we can't get a smoothie bar in Johns Creek? I ain't trying to talk about you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where I'm trying to force feed. If I go open up a smoothie bar on Bankhead, I gotta be realistic. Do people really want
Smoothie.
Well, even if they want smoothie, they want a smoothie that I'm gonna charge for.
Right.
I ain't charging no $1.50 smoothie.
Right.
So I can't compete with snow cone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So having enough confidence in yourself, and you're looking at it in terms of, I ain't gonna be there. That's another thing we want to say. We own this, we own that. You know, you get a McDonald's franchise, you ain't working in there. No, you just own. You got the team in place. So, like I said again, think outside the box.
Right.
We can get that. Like I said, we can get. Why we can't get the Irish pub?
Exactly.
Why we can't open up no? We'll spend all the money we can at the Mexican restaurants, you know, and everything like that. Why the hell we can't open up one?
That's why how they open up soul food restaurants. The Chinese open up
soul food, New Orleans seafood, and it tastes just like you in New Orleans.
Exactly.
And we just got to have no confidence in ourselves to think outside the box and don't limit ourselves to that narrow vision and everything. So I just want to give a shout out to, you know, my fellow business owners out there, people looking to start business. Having no confidence in yourself to, you know, forecast, plan, invest in yourself, learn as much as you can, because those are the reasons what's hurting you. Think outside the box. Don't think traditional ways, and do that self-assessment to be aware of what you don't know, and invest in yourself. If you got to roll some classes, put your business partner, y'all get educated on it. Spend some time on Google. You know, burn that midnight oil and everything, and just put a lot as you can as far as money and education into yourself. And education ain't got necessarily be college, but you can go to classes, you can join groups, and again, hire those outside consultants and stuff like that. But when you try to go into a realm that you're not familiar with, it's gonna bite you in the butt all the time.
Every time.
You know, and everything. So that kind of concludes what we were talking about, the why black-owned businesses fail. If you have any input or anything like that, feel free to leave comments on the Facebook, YouTube, and everything. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Real quick, I want to go through, again, it's a Changing Lives hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. But I want to give you guys a quick tip, you know, in terms of that. You know, it's life insurance. And I think I really need to stress this to a lot of people, because a lot of people don't understand the value of it, because I see this, and we talk about it all the time, people have these deaths and everything. Again, guys, remember, life insurance is not to bury you. Life insurance is to replace you. Replace you in terms of everything you can't do in the future. Replace your income, make sure your kids go to college, make sure your mortgage is paid off, all that kind of stuff that your heirs or family or people that know you close to you, they don't have to deal with. So that's the point of life insurance. I always remember my granddaddy, you know, the life insurance guy be there. That's enough to bury me. That's enough to bury me. Well, we got the hookup on my granddaddy's funeral.
Right.
And then, we were a little smarter when my grandma, when her time came around. But just be realistic and remember, guys, life insurance is to not bury you. It's to replace you. And all the future things you can do. Like I said, if you're making that $50, $70, $80, $90, $100,000 a year, we want to cover that for a couple of years. You know, you got some little kids and stuff like that, grandkids, you want to make sure they set for college. We want to take care of that. You know, you're going to leave your significant other with a house note, car notes, and all that shit. We need to take care of that.
Right.
So I added sum total of all that stuff together, and that's about pretty much the coverage you need to have and everything. So please take time to kind of reevaluate your current situation, your coverage, and everything with that. In conclusion, tonight's show, I'm going to say one more time, spend less time focusing on what you don't have and focus more on what you do have and how you can work that. When we go through life, everybody got a different journey. And, you know, how you cross the race, it may take you 10 seconds, may take me 20, it may take the next person an hour. You know, you look at the Paralympics. It's all about finishing. You know, we're doing that, the Special Olympics and stuff like that. They're focused on finishing. Times and stuff like that, you know, not necessarily put in consideration. And I think if people take that philosophy, that thought process, and just enduring and facing the challenges and adjusting with that, they'll be a lot better off than what happens a lot of times where people want to avoid conflict. They want to ease the road and stuff like that. Spend a lot of time focusing on what people aren't doing and just say, shit, that ain't working. Let me try this. That ain't working. I've been spending almost a damn year I'm getting better as far as with my marketing. I'm not good with marketing. I paid people. I'm still trying to learn the process, but I'm still doing it, you know, trying to get it. Okay, how I hit this niche.
Right.
You know, and everything. And some of it been working. Some of them blew some money and everything like that. But you got to stop complaining about how things ain't working. It's gonna do that. Have your moment. You human. Have your moment. But again, like I say, pause, recalibrate, and get back on your horse.
Right.
Don't quit. Don't quit.
I heard a guy say a while back. He says, "I love working with people who's failed because a person who's failed know how it feels to fail, and they're not, and they learn from them failures, and they won't have this high mentality of failing. And a person who's never failed doesn't know how it feels to fail, doesn't know and when that failure happens, it destroys them totally.
Totally unrealistic. They're totally unrealistic of what they have to endure and everything, man. Like I said, I remember, what was that? Our very first tax season, our very first or second tax season. It's back in like 03 or 04. Long story short, we made all that money. Car went out. I had to buy 2 transmission back to back.
Wow.
So I went to Mr. Flim Flam. And then I went to another Flim Flam.
Right.
All the money we made gone in like 72 hours.
Wow.
So all that energy, enthusiasm gone that quick. And I felt like crap on top of crap on top of crap. But I didn't quit.
Right.
You know? And I just think about it. That when we first started. Like I said, I just remember that and everything. And everything I had worked hard for, I felt so proud of, was just gone. And a lot of times people have that kind of stuff happen, quit. But that's going to be the difference between you and the next person.
And the next guy.
You know, Elon Musk, they start, like I always remember that story. They were coding, taking baths at the YMCA, paying, what they were paying, like $100 a month, staying in somebody's attic all day long. He said, we just took baths at the Y. And you look at them now, Tesla, SpaceX, throwing it, you know, billionaires. You look at it, you read about some of these guys' journey. Yeah, some of these folks inherited stuff and like that, but even when people inherit it, hell, they can lose it.
Right.
They can book it up and everything. Like, but you look at some of these people's journeys on what it took to endure.
When we ain't talking about no race, we talking about
years just with doing that and everything like that and getting rejected, turned around.
Apple started in 1979.
Well, you even think about that whole point of Jobs and starting it, them kicking them out, and them having to bring them back, and then when they brought them back, how he took them to a
whole nother level,
a different stratosphere.
Right.
Do you imagine how catastrophic that could be on the human psyche when you start something, they put you out? But when he came back, you know, he just took it to another level.
Right.
I mean, and people like sometimes just the failures and the shortcomings and the stress, that's what build your character. That what make you want it more. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said again, I mean, even personally, just I know what I went through just working in corporate America. You know, again, folks, you know, I always say I never had a problem getting a job.
Right.
I had a hell of a time trying to get value. I might give a damn what Deonte say. They'll pay me, you know, getting a job, but caring about my opinion and everything like that. So you ask yourself, okay, am I gonna keep fussing with these folks about, are you gonna listen to me or take my opinion, or you just, you know, put you need to get the hell on and do your own thing. And you gotta be realistic with that. So again, people, please don't quit. Please don't quit. You know, I
tell you, I quit every day.
Yeah. You know,
I quit this radio podcast business every day.
You don't quit, you pause.
I pause.
There you go. Pause, walk in a circle, kick, cuss,
and come
share
on back
the tip,
to it.
Get back on it.
Right.
And that's the difference and everything like that. Because like I said, you're human. Have your moment. Have your moment and everything like that. Because the entrepreneurship, boy, it's a lonely road. Yeah. When it's good, but when it's bad, it's bad. And you got to be able to just fight through all that. So, again, everybody, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Again, I will, as I stated earlier in the beginning of the show, in regards to this is the perfect time to start your businesses. I want you guys to make sure you go to the website, Majestic Business Services. That's www.majesticbiz.com. We reached at 678-479-4007. But as always, the links to the website, and a consultant booking link will be on each video to take you to our website and everything. Also, the DeonteBurden.com website was just launched. We're still doing some revisions to the site and everything. I want to promote it too much, but you guys can look at it. We got everything as far as some of the booking info, Also, some of the stuff from the show, and also, I got the Change Your Lives clothing line. But it's all a couple T-shirts, guys, and everything. I don't want to get to we got everything solid, so I start promoting it. But everything is there at DeonteBurden.com. So you get a chance, check it out. You got any feedback or comments for it, let me know. But the site is live. But most importantly, guys, listen, I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. I appreciate you tuning in to tonight's show. Super appreciative of everything. Me and my family, going through a lot in terms of getting everything off the ground and stuff like that. And we've made a lot of strides since November with doing that. And I know personally and professionally with me doing this, to speaking and the business and stuff, you guys have been very pivotal in us being able to grow and expand a lot of stuff. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all you guys for all the love and support you give me. Hope you appreciate and like the show we had tonight. But again, go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to it. Thanks again. I'll see you guys next week. Got another awesome show ready for you next week. So take care. Love you guys, and see you then.